Hi friends, welcome back. I am coming at you with another art journal page, sketchbook, morning page, whatever you want to call it. I wrote a little note to myself here. And the light you see in others radiates from you. And just in general, I'm obsessed with the idea of light right now. I am in the Pacific Northwest. I'm in Portland, Oregon. And it's spring. And we just had what felt like the darkest, wettest winter that never wanted to end. But we are finally in spring, and it is bright and sunny and warm. And I'm obsessed. I am so happy to see spring. And it's sometimes boring to talk about the weather, but I don't care. It's making me so happy. So I'm obsessed with light. I'm thinking about light. Of course, the quote is related to light. I'm also thinking a lot about color and just how the sun is motivating me to do things and to be active. And I'm obsessed with pickleball right now. And I just got back from a trip to Palm Springs, and I swam and I went to art shows, and it was lovely and wonderful. And I love Palm Springs. I'm going to end up there at least part-time in my life. I am willing that to happen. Not yet, but I'm willing that to eventually be the case. Anyway, I got back from Palm Springs, and then I had a big art sale, a spring cleaning in my studio, and I'm really great at painting. I'm really great at doing art on a consistent basis, but I am not great at promoting and letting folks know that it's available and selling it. And so I have all this art over years that is just piled up in my studio. And so I am cleaning house, and I am selling a bunch of art at the most discounted prices I've ever done. I just want to see it go to homes. And so I had people into my studio on Saturday. As soon as I got back, I did that. And then now I'm getting ready to go on another trip. I'm leaving for Florida. I have never been to Florida. I don't know if I've ever wanted to go to Florida. No offense if you live in Florida. But there's a music festival there, and I willed that to happen. I put it out there a couple weeks ago. Next thing you know, I have passes for this festival. I'm obsessed with Brandy Carlisle and several of the other artists that are playing. And someone gifted me a 3-day pass, and I got a place to stay with friends, and I'm making it happen. I can't wait. So I'm going to be on a beach in Florida doing all kinds of fun summery things. So I have that happening. And with all of that going on, and I taught a class teaching Fearless Faces, what I have been creating for you all here on my YouTube page. I taught this class for the first time right before I left for Palm Springs, and I love teaching workshops, and I've taught lots of different workshops, but it was the first time I taught this particular workshop, and it was so fun. And it was in part because of the group of folks I had in the studio, but also because I'm just in such a great mood, and I loved this subject, and people made such amazing art. I taught them the math of painting faces, and then encouraged them to let that all go and to do their unique, funky ways. And everyone painted differently, and it was just really inspiring and wonderful. And it was just one of those moments where I'm like, oh yes, this is what I love to do. I love to be in community. I love to teach. I love to make art. It was all the things mixed in together, and it really filled my cup. And anyway, with all this going on, I have not been in my sketchbook as much. And for a while there, I was on a roll, and I was painting every day, and even if it was just for a little while, but I hadn't in a while, and I didn't have much time to do this piece. I had an hour, but I was determined to sit down and make art. And so that's what I did here. I knew it was going to be a quick one, and I knew I couldn't get as detailed as maybe I sometimes want to get, but I just had to get to the canvas. And painting is so many things to me, but it's really a practice of, it's healing, it's joyful, it's just a practice that I need to do consistently. And I reminded myself throughout this process that even though I only had an hour, it didn't have to be perfect. It continues to be a process, just doing it for the process. So just a process. I just wanted to get something out and to experiment and to play, and that's what I did. I continue to do these faces, and I continue to be really enamored by color and shapes and circles and fluorescent yellow, which is what I'm coming in with right there. I also use some fluorescent magenta here, teal, fluorescent green, which is one of the really bright colors. As you can see, this palette makes me really happy. It reminds me of Easter, which is fitting because that wasn't too long ago. I'm adding some dark in there to help those faces pop. And then I went in with the back of my paintbrush and did some etching into that area. I have a couple places on this piece where I did etching. Looks like I'm adding more teal. I like, if I'm going to add it in one spot, I like to go around the canvas and make sure the color's consistent and there's some harmony in my palette. Some wonky eyes going on here. So I'm going in, at the end I always tend to go in with whites and then darker colors as well. So yeah, I'm doing some outlines in a dark Prussian blue. It looks almost black, but it's a Prussian blue, which is one of my favorite colors. I don't know if you can hear it, and I am sorry if it's really loud and distracting, but with the return of spring comes yard work, so someone's outside mowing. And here we are with the tape removal. So I hope you enjoyed my rambling about life updates, and thanks for watching. Happy painting. Here's the finished piece, a little close-up. You can see that etching right there. And please, if you like this, comment, follow, subscribe, and more to come.